Alright boys, so we're taking a look at the April and May roadmap. Thank God it's finally here, boys. So basically they're just saying here that they want people to do some more horizontal progression, let people catch up to Argos, and then eventually be ready for Volton when that comes out in May, because Volton and Descoluta has now been delayed to May, which I think is not a bad idea actually, to let people to catch up to Volton, get up in eye level. It looks like they're going to add like more events, more event vendors to give more honing materials, so that's good. I'm still wondering why we still don't have T1, T2 catch up, honing catch up. Honestly, that would I feel like that would solve a lot of issues with the lack of like T3 materials, although it's not too bad now. Prices for T3 materials have gone down massively, but at the same time, so has gold making, unfortunately. So just a reminder, check out my latest alt video. I essentially advise get all of your alts into T3 so that you're doing Orihar dungeons on all of them. That's like the most brute force way of earning gold right now, is getting as many alts into T3 so you can earn as much materials as you can and do as many weeklies as you can to earn gold. So Orihar and Argos. Eventually Argos phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And that should set you up to get into Volton ASAP in Argos phase 3. So in April, this is Ellen right here, my big squid waifu. Glavia, also previously called, or Glavia actually, Glavia? Yeah, they added an I, a sneaky I. Glavia, no longer Glavia. People know this class as Lance Master. She's super fun. She's actually one of my 6 mains that I'm going to push on the Korean server. And it's a really interesting playstyle. I'm going to make like a class overview video of her very soon. She has 2 weapon stances. Her meta build is swaps between 2 weapon stances. Every time you fill up your gauge and you swap stances, you get this massive chonky buff. It's like 2 different buffs. One is a crit damage movement speed buff, and the other one is a attack speed and massive crit chance buff. So yeah, it's got a really fluid playstyle and I love playing her, and you'll see her soon. Really fun class. Highly recommend her, and she's going to be a popular one for sure. Very popular class. Alright, new continent. So this is in April, by the way. April. Southvern is also coming out. Southvern is a really cool story, at least the first time. It's a nice little scenario where you get to see all of the Legion commanders and all the Sidereals come together, and it's sort of like an introduction. We get to see all the characters that we're about to meet over the next couple of years, or like 1 or 2 years. All the Legion raids that we're going to do, and all the Sidereals that are going to help us in the Legion raids. It's a really cool thing to do the first time. After that, it gets kind of I don't know, kind of meh. You know how it is. Doing multiple ults to the story, yeah, no one likes doing that. And unfortunately, even on the Korean server, there isn't even a there's no knowledge transfer yet, and it really sucks. But what you do when you complete Southvern, this actually unlocks a set of new Chaos dungeons at 14-15. That won't come with this patch, but it will probably come with the Volton and Descoluta patch. We unlock a new Chaos dungeon. I'm not talking about the weekly one. I'm talking about a new Chaos dungeon in the Chaos Dungeon Finder. Speaking of the weekly Chaos Dungeon in Southvern, just to remind you, you can start doing this at 1340. So you can do this on all your 1340 characters, and there is a weekly Chaos Dungeon that you can do there. A lot of bonus materials. I believe there's a legendary focus rune, so that decreases your mana usage. A lot of card XP cards. With this 1340 Chaos Dungeon vendor and the extra event vendors or whatever they're going to do, hopefully that sets everyone up to get to Volton ASAP before May. So new login rewards, in-game events, skin and store updates. So this is a huge one. Yeah, people have been dying for skins and stuff, so that's cool. And the Fate and Power Pass. Typically on the Korean server, every time they came out with a new class, we usually get a Power Pass. And this is awesome. This has exceeded my expectations. A Fate and Power Pass is super awesome. And just a reminder, what does a Power Pass actually do? When you use a Power Pass, it completes all of the side quests. All of the side quests on main continents, so that doesn't include islands by the way, but main continents, it completes all the side quests for that character, and you get all the virtues, all the hidden skill points, and also it completes all the hidden stories. So that really saves you a lot of time with Adventure Book, and so that will complete all the side content up to Phaeton. And eventually we'll get a Punika Power Pass, and the same thing will happen again. So this is roster-wide completion, by the way, so it's really good. Improved co-op party for secret maps. All 4 members can submit a map to get rewards with one. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that one. That's really cool. Chat tab settings are shared across the player's roster. That's cool. That's nice. Improved book of coordination settings. Can use skill presets, tripods, level, skill runes, gems, and item set effects. So if you checked out my Hell Crusade video recently, I think this is probably the exact same thing actually. This is a really nice change. A really, really nice change. And I'm assuming this might be for Nightmare Guardians and Hell Kukul Seidon, probably. I don't think it's for Challenge Guardians or Challenge Abyss. This is more for Nightmare Guardians and Hell modes. So if you want to see more of that, check that video. Basically, this is really nice for, especially the item set effects. This allows you to experience endgame builds without investing money. So I got to try a blue gun lancer build without having to spend any gold, and it felt really good in a practical setting. That's the most important part. You can experience endgame builds in a practical setting for free, so you can actually experience what your build feels like rather than just like testing it on a dummy. In May, we're getting Destroyer, Trial Guardian raids, more Quality of Life Legion raids, Descoluda. I think this is good because I think if Volton came out in April, it would have been too early probably. But honestly, I think once Legion raids start rolling in, the game is going to get far, far more better. More players are going to start enjoying the game. We're going to have a far better gameplay loop. Trust me, like Trial Guardian raids and Trial Abyss. I think we may be getting Trial Abyss. I'm surprised there's no mention of Challenge Abyss here, but yeah, this is a good start. Honestly, I'm surprised we didn't have Trial Guardians and Trial Abyss since like a month ago. It's really surprising to me. And just a reminder, with Destroyer, we'll probably get another Power Pass too, so that's good. Something to note is that people always ask, do we get a free character slot when new classes release? Probably not. That never happened on the Korean server, never happened on the JP server or RU. They gave us free Power Passes, yes, and they extended the character capacity, but you had to pay for extra character slots, so keep that in mind, okay? I've talked about my opinion of Destroyer. I think he's a really... Look, sometimes you love his class, sometimes you hate him. He can pull out some big numbers, and honestly, I love watching Destroyers. They often have like the funniest costumes, and I love having them in my party. I don't care. They're always really funny to me. So yeah, I play Paladin and Destroyer, and they can have some chunky crits. They can feel really meaty, but they can also feel really disappointing at times when you miss your perfect swings and stuff like that. So yeah, I know for sure this definitely won't be a class for everyone, but Glavia for sure will be a very popular class. It just flows. It's a really fun class to play. Yeah, Trial Guardian raids give a lot of roster balance materials. It's especially good for like boosting ults that are still stuck in like tier 2 or tier 1, because it scales up how much materials you get in tier 1 and 2, tier 2 and tier 2 compared to tier 3. So these are great ult catch-ups. If anything, it's also just a nice boost toward your main to boost them faster. General updates. So they're talking about UI updates. You know, we're probably going to get the back and front, the front and back attack indicator maybe very soon. I'll be surprised if we don't get it with the Volton release. So I know everyone always asks about that. When do we get the front and back attack indicators? Probably with Volton, actually, maybe. New Guardian raid Descoluda. Yeah, you've seen this guy a million times. Here's what you can expect. Let's say 6 months from now, the base item level for most people's ults are going to be 14, 15. So imagine this gameplay loop scenario. You've got 6 characters. They're all 14, 15, or you probably got like 5 14, 15s. They're all running Descoluda every day, every freaking day. They're all running Descoluda, and their weeklies are Argos Phase 3 and Volton normal. And then eventually, when you do Volton, you get these free tokens to hone, free honing tokens. So if you're lucky, you can actually get your 1415 ults to 1430, and know that now those ults are now all 1430 running Volton and Vicus. So that's like the gameplay loop in a couple of months for all of your ults. You got Volton, Vicus, Argos, and then you can do Aurea hard carries for, people that are starting the game late. So that's 4 weekly activities for all of your ults, and you multiply that by like 5 times. That's a lot of content right there. So expect that to come. And then unfortunately, there's no like Guardian Roulette yet besides Trial Guardians, which is a weekly. So you'll be spamming Descoluda on all your ults. And he's a cool Guardian at first, but it gets really repetitive. Smilegate, can you please add a Guardian Roulette, please? Thank you. So Legion raid Volton, normal and hard. Yeah, Volton's very cool. You probably guys have seen this a million times on my channel anyway. I have like a million Volton videos. So the minimum item level for Volton is 14, 15. Things to know, it gives you relic accessories. But here's something that's different to Argos. Okay, so with Argos, the bonus rolls, this is a fairly recent change. When you bonus roll with Argos, you got class accessories. You got accessories with class engravings on them. That is a very recent change. Will that exist for Volton? Probably not, is my guess. Probably not. So when you bonus roll, you're just going to get random accessories. You probably won't get class engravings on them. It will just be as random as it is from Chaos Dungeons, okay? So that being said, class engravings, when people start making their relic sets, class engravings are likely, engraving books are likely to go up in value, at least the legendary ones. Something to consider. If Volton comes with the Argos style of bonus rolls, where you get class engravings and accessories, it's likely that class engraving prices will remain where they are, relatively anyway. But yeah, so something to consider. Class engraving accessory will likely go up because that'll be the cheapest way to build your relic sets. And hard mode, it's not mentioned here for some reason, which is interesting. But the hard mode minimum item level to participate is 1445. 1445. So the fact that Volton comes out with normal and hard at the same time, people who have 1445 will get ahead. But the fact that they didn't list it, maybe it might be lower. It might be 1430, but I doubt it. It's probably 1445. They're probably going to keep the same framework because at 1445, you can start crafting the relic set. And the relic set is very powerful. The set bonuses from relic sets are very powerful. So yeah, keep that in mind. Whoever gets to 1445 first is obviously getting ahead. You're going to get more relics. Accessory is going to earn more gold. I believe Volton Normal gives you... They might change the values. So the previous gold value was 3,500. No, 3,300 I think for Volton Normal. And 4,500 for Volton Hard. Currently on the Korean server, it's 2,500 for Volton Normal. Because they nerfed the gold... how much gold you can earn from Volton. But yeah, it's still 4,500 gold from hard mode. Looking ahead... This is not all the content that we release in April, May. They're probably talking about like event vendors, like more events, like more Naruni Racing, more Guardian events. That's my guess. Like that would be like the other content missing. Or they might even bring in Challenge Abyss. Okay. So yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. People shy. People blush.